That's so obnoxious in every right way. That's awesome.
What's up guys, Riley here from RP Productions, and today I'm here with Brandon from Exoticars19. Brandon, introduce yourself, I guess.
Hey guys, Brandon here with Exoticars19. Riley and I were talking for a while on YouTube, and he finally said he was going to be in Austin, Texas for our Cars and Coffee. So I figured this was a good time to kind of share cars a little bit. He just rode in the BRZ, now I'm riding this, kind of getting a cool Scat Pack experience. Haven't been in a Charger at all. But yeah, I run my own YouTube channel, pretty much of just car events that are around Austin, Texas, but cool finally to branch out a little bit.
So yeah, like he said, I just got out of his BRZ, so if you want to go check out the video on his channel that we did, I basically ride along with him in his BRZ, and we're about to go visit some really windy, curvy roads out in Austin. Really great views and really nice roads for the BRZ. On the Charger, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a complete mess, and really going to show all the flaws in the handling with this car, but it's going to be fun nevertheless, and should be a good time. I guess I can really see how this car does on some tight, curvy stuff, and maybe hopefully stretch its legs just a little bit here or there. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, now this is, if for some of you guys that are from Central Texas, this is a road that is really driven on for car enthusiasts. It's a Lime Creek Road. So by Cars and Coffee, Austin is at the Oasis, which is right off Comanche Trail and Bullock Hollow Road. Not too far from that is this road, really tight, twisty, and technical, a lot of elevation changes, really fun for cars like the BRZ, but I'm sure this Charger would put up nicely as well. It always sounds good, so you know that.
All right, Brandon, so you said this was your first time in a Charger. What do you think, first impressions of it?
It's well, obviously just coming straight from the BRZ to this, I feel so comfortable because it's just so spacious, everything. The BRZ, and again, we were discussing it in the other video, is what you're used to is what's normal to you. So if you're always driving a truck, then the truck is what's normal.
Shit.
You're detailing stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
I wonder if anything, like, spilt.
Not that I see. Oh, the back seats look nice.
Yeah, they're really comfortable.
It handles great.
All right, so like you were saying, feels a lot more comfortable than the BRZ.
Because like I said, we just came from the BRZ. So from that to this is so spacious that I'm like so relaxed. Now this is obviously a tight technical road. We're really not on like the crazy parts yet, but it's just so comfortable. I feel like you probably do daily drive this, don't you?
Yeah.
And I feel like I could do it so easily. It's just but when you want it to, it could be pretty crazy. I see some of your videos where you're just under the underpass, give it some gas or whatever. It sounds unbelievable. Just in the parking garage when we left, my car will not like turn eyes just on the startup like this. We're like this, like you just started up and everyone wanted to see what the heck that was.
I go right here, right?
Yep.
Cool.
But yeah, no, this has got some other kind of like aggression to it. It turns heads too.
Yeah, especially, you know, having a purple car. People don't see a purple car very often. They're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. Of course, my mom's asking, is everything okay? I should say, just got in the Charger, not sure.
It's not a Mustang, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm in a 2016 Charger on Lime Creek. I'll let you know later.
It's not a straight road. Who knows what's going to happen?
No, like you said, it's not a Mustang. We should be fine.
Yeah, no, these roads out here, they're so nice. I mean, like, the scenery is just ridiculous. You're just carving through, you know, hills, and there's a lake next to us, and it's just like, this is awesome. I would absolutely love to live in Austin. I'm not a huge fan of like Austin as a whole, but the roads.
What are you saying, man?
Well, like the infrastructure.
No. Oh, horrible.
I don't know, like the highways and stuff, I'm just not a fan of.
No, neither am I.
So, you know, after riding in your car and now doing these corners of mine, I'm noticing, I think I'm taking them pretty close to the speed you were doing.
You are.
But in my car, it feels like it's a lot more like wishy-washy and like kind of sloppy.
Like you're working for it?
Yeah, in your car it was just like, I'm just gonna take this corner and okay, and like very fluid and effortless. Mine's a lot more, I guess I'm doing a lot more driver input, whereas your car it was just like, it was very smooth.
Yeah, no, like I mentioned with that car, it's like the intensity level to where you could just drive the BRZ on all these like tight technical, like really elevation changing roads. Man, my car can't do that though. Not even close. But the car, my BRZ, can like just kind of go all through these things without really thinking about it, and you feel like you're flying through there, but you're doing like maybe 5 over the limit, and the limit's 40 here, and here you're doing the same speed. But that one, I don't know, is like just some different kind of feeling involvement to it. Not that this is bad because we got that sound. So. I love that sound. That is nuts. Well, it's like all the times I have something good to say about the BRZ, and it sounds so repetitive on my channel because I say it all the time when I am talking about it. And I always say that it's about like kind of like the driver feel of it and how you feel faster than you really are.
Right.
Now, whenever I have the privilege of driving a car that's like really, really good, like, or for example, when I drive the Lotus on these roads, I brag. Let's listen. That's a fast shit. That's like a really, really good transmission. That's awesome. But when I drive the the Lotus down here, I always brag about how easy it is to carry speed, and that it feels like you're going really, really fast. But it feels, well, it doesn't feel as fast as it is because it's so easy to do those crazy speeds. Whereas the BRZ, it's easy to go, you know, like a comfortable speed, but it feels faster. It's like this weird toss-up, so it feels faster than it is. So I bragged about cars before that are faster than they feel, and also on the very, very opposite are like feel faster than they are. So I guess I like both. It's the weirdest thing. I don't understand it.
All right, well, just so you can hear what this sounds like.
Oh my god. No way that can get old. No. Oh my god, I think I'm in love with it. That's awesome.
It's like our cars are totally different, and they both bring they bring you such a big smile, like in two different ways, and it's like, oh,
it's completely different.
This is the cool thing about cars. It's like their main purpose is go from point A to point B, but the way they can do that, totally different.
Oh man, that was awesome. About the BRZ though, it is like a go-kart that's more daily drivable, and kind of like what I've never cross-shopped it with the Miata, although that's kind of a direct rival is a Miata. Yeah, everyone always compares the Hyundai Genesis BRZ and the Miata. That's what I saw way before I bought one. That was like what they compared it with. And the Miata, kind of weird how it's received between car enthusiasts. People that have them love them. Like, I've actually honestly never met a Miata owner that wasn't happy. The only people that aren't happy with Miatas are people that don't own them. And I gotta say, I'm probably one of them. But when I was looking into like those cars, I was not ready to buy a Miata. But I always kind of, and I think this is still true. I mean, if Miata owners are watching, I mean, let me know what you think. But with the Miatas, I think they're like, that was a good quote.
That was impressive.
Maybe this thing can fly.
I know.
But yeah, the Miatas, I think they're just like dedicated sports cars, fun on track that you don't really care about your lap times, but not as daily drivable. I mean, they sure can be daily driven, but like as far as like storage space, long trip or anything like that, not as possible. Whereas the BRZ, I think it's kind of like a Miata that's a little bit bigger and a little bit more practical. Not that the Miata's not practical, but you could, you know, put some more stuff in the BRZ and just different things. And also it just comes down to styling. I like the BRZ, to each their own. The new Miata's pretty nice though.
I would just like to let everybody know we pulled 0.88 G's on that last turn. That's kind of cool. No, the car's a ton of fun, and you know, like I said, it's not meant for this road, but this is actually proving to me that you really can buy one of these cars and go out to a curvy road and actually have a ton of fun with it. It's not like meant for it, but I get so much crap from people like, oh, you can't turn in that giant whale of yours. I mean, like, you can, it's just, you know, a little bit more involving, but I mean, it's really not that bad. It's people make it out to be a lot worse than it really is.
The people that do that, just people that haven't experienced it yet.
Exactly.
So,
well, if you go look at a Hellcat review, I mean, like Matt Farah or anybody that's driven a Hellcat and done a review and who's like a well-known reviewer, they'll all say the same thing, like, wow, this Hellcat is really fast, and like, oh, it actually turns pretty well. Okay,
Doug
cool.
DeMiro said that too.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I don't know, there's just like a weird thing when it comes to Chargers, Challengers.
It's like the surface level, and people don't really want to go anything under that.
They see the weight and then they stop there, like, oh, it's too heavy, whatever. But if you actually drive it, it's really a ton of fun.
Yeah. Like, these elevation changes are just nuts. Man, that's cool. That's a good shift. A lot of these paddle shift transmissions are a little laggy, but oh man.
Yeah, I probably should have been doing the paddle shifters the whole time on this road. I just wasn't thinking about it.
That sounds so good.
It gives you the nice pops and cracks.
I heard that. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. I love it. I'm addicted to it.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, like, it's one thing to see it in videos, and then you go experience it in person, and you're like, okay,
yeah.
it's pretty cool, especially because it's so big, and you're like, wow, I'm taking this giant brick, and I'm going from point A to point B so quickly. This is weird. It's like,
cool.
it's like, I like to think of it like the GTR, for example, like how it has a stupid fast 0 to 60 time, but on paper, it shouldn't be like that fast. Everyone's like, it's just a V6 turbo, and it weighs a decent amount. Like, how? But it just does.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That shift, dare I say, off the record, that shift, the way it sounds just when it's shifting, it reminds me so much of the PDK.
Really?
So much, because it's one of those, like, you don't really feel the shifts in this. It's depending on the RPM that you shift at, do. But it's so quick and so smooth that all you do is kind of hear it disengage and re-engage, and you get it. That's like, it's so quick to where when it's shifting, I don't know why, it just reminds me of it. And I've like driven it a couple times to where it's like, I don't know why that sound it makes just when it like blips that kind of, I don't know, it's so hard to describe, but when you shift, it reminds me of the PDK.
Well, you and I were talking earlier, you know, like some cars, they're meant to be made with a manual, and some are meant to be made with an automatic.
Some people would highly disagree, but it's like...
Yeah, I mean, well, there's going to be a lot of people that say, you know, you should buy the Challenger and the 6-speed manual, that's a proper muscle car. And I totally get that. But the new 8-speeds are so good. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like you really should get it in an automatic unless you just really want a manual. The autos are, I mean, they're faster, they're more fuel efficient, they're just a much better transmission.
Unfortunately, there are people out there that would opt a car with a manual only because they feel like they have to because they heard about it too often to where, oh, between automatic and manual, everyone's talking about the manual, I have to do the manual.
Yeah.
The only reason, people have to go back to like the roots to it, like to why there's like a separation here. The only reason people prefer manuals when they do over automatics is because they feel like they're more involved with the drive. If my car, my BRZ, was an automatic, I do feel like I would be less engaged with it.
Yeah.
In a car like, I don't know, Ferraris, for instance, because you can't have them in a manual anymore. You cannot drive that car using the paddle shifters on this road and tell me you don't feel engaged to the car. You have to feel like you're part of it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure some older school kind of people would like still miss the third pedal and shifting yourself, but yeah, McLaren, Lamborghini, Ferrari, if I were to rip one down this road, I would have plenty driver involvement with a paddle shift.
Oh yeah,
That's
for sure.
I am glad though that the manufacturers that stuck around with the manual that they have, I love it. For instance, I do like this, the Z28 GT4, the manual only cars. Yeah. Those are cool because they kind of, Vipers as well. Yeah, those are hot cars. They're all manuals. Yep. And you just think about like those manual only like hot cars that I feel like I'm so glad they're in the market because they're kind of like, hey, we get that times are changing, but let's keep them around. That's kind of like that statement I get from that. So I'm so glad they do that. But, and again, some people would prefer a modern Ferrari with a manual, although that would be awesome for value standpoint. I'd probably get big bucks. But to drive it, I prefer the paddle shift. That's just, I don't know. But I'm not a real man, so.
You drive a manual car, so you can say that. I can't. I'd get flamed for it. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for watching this video with me and Brandon just hanging out, talking about cars. Yo. And so we'll see you guys in the next one. I'm sure there'll be much more videos with Brandon here in the near future. So I hope you enjoyed this. See you on the next one. Take it easy. Hey, there's a Mustang behind me. Shoot, he's gonna hit me.